You guys ever get the feeling like you're not doing enough? Like you just have a bunch of unused potential. Like you're just sitting around and you just want to take control, grab life by the horns, and just keep yourself busy. I want to talk about that in this video, and it's something that I've been going through in the last year and over a couple years. And if you're the type of guy who might have go through this, no matter if you have a good life, bad life, but you just have a life and you want to just create and do something else different, watch this video. Maybe me talking about it will help you, give you some direction. I realized a couple years ago, I'm now 38 years old, right? I have a decent job, simple lifestyle. I'm average dude, like most average men across America, no matter who's watching this, right? And you may have your job, your career, whatever you're doing, but you feel like you could just do a lot more, right? Yes, you might have been working on getting your money together, get your credit score up. Just work on some of the essentials that make you seem like you're just in a good standing place. And a lot of us, we actually work hard to get into that position. But at some point, when you reach that level of like, you know what? I'm above water. I'm floating. I don't have any more holes in this ship. What else is next? Then you get to this point in your life, no matter if you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, even 50s, and you sit there and say, I want to do more. You may have children. You may have a wife. You may be single. And even in that, you try to find purpose in that, and you still feel freaking empty, right? And if you're especially single, this is actually very dangerous because at least the people who have family and kids and stuff like that, you guys will act a specific way and to try to protect that family. You still get purpose, some kind of purpose and direction within that. But ultimately, no matter if you have a family or not, you still feel like you want to do a lot more. Number one, I want to talk about is this. What do you do? What are some of the ways that you created? And you know what? Rather than answering it and saying what you should be doing, I'm going to talk about what you should not be doing. Right? Number one, any vices. And I mean vices that are toxic. If you're consuming a lot of alcohol, it's one of the easiest vices to fall for. No matter if you have nothing to do, if you have a bunch of things to do. It's one of the easiest ways to self-medicate your mental, right? And give you some kind of relief. But a lot of us men, including myself, got stuck in that, especially during the pandemic when we had those 18 months to 2 years on what is the world going to look like. And I was always a very strong-minded person, but even I slipped. So I could just imagine some of the friends. I even had a close friend who slipped a lot more than I have. And it's a hole that's just very hard to dig yourself out of. You're going to have to be able to put the bottle down. You're going to have to be able to look at that bottle like you're going to drink yourself to the bottom of that bottle, and no one's going to be able to pull you out. No matter if you have kids, family, friends, the alcoholism can absolutely affect your life moving forward. If you drive, you get pulled over, it messes up your insurance rate, you will pay over the next 5 to 10 years because of a bad decision you made one night. Right? And also, the way that I think about it is, if you're drinking a bottle a day, it might be $20, $30. If you have the financial lifestyle to sustain that, guess what? You're gonna never be able to kick the habit. For some people who don't have it, you're gonna be drinking some of the crappiest alcohol. But once again, in the long term, this stuff will affect your life. Even more recently, I had a niece that was drinking herself to the bottom of the bottle, and she recently just passed away at the end of 2025. One of the biggest changes in my life personally, especially when I was regaining a relationship with her. Right? I have friends over the last decade to 2 decades that have extreme alcoholism and they're still in it, right? With kids, without kids, with priorities, lost their careers, their life, everything because of that bottle. So that's the first thing you need to remove, any strong vices. Second, I got to add this. If it's something that you may smoke, marijuana, weed, whatever you want to call it. It's another vice. It's one of the easiest vices because you can smoke it and it gives you instant relief. Trust me, I used to smoke weed. It definitely puts you in a space of just being relaxed, right? But this is also a plant that's used for people who are in hospice. They're going to leave this earth, so they're trying to get ease and relax a lot of their pain. If you're living your life right now and you're smoking a lot of weed, look at your life. Is the weed really affecting life, or is it your mindset, right? Right? Is it some of the poor decisions you might have been making? Yes, some people really go through some really bad emotional things. But at the end of the day, we can definitely deter it. Yes, it's a joyful plant, and I know how it makes you feel. But it takes forever to wear off. It doesn't really give you a hangover. It definitely makes you want to eat. I know that. But at the end of the day, guess what happens? If you have to get stuff done for the day, it inebriates you. You're not at your best function. Some people say, I think the best. Well, everything is good in, portions. If you're thinking about something, you might want to smoke a little bit. Whatever it is, up to you. But if it's a vice, you run into it for soothe, for your pain, mental pain, or physical pain, then it actually takes over you. One of the best ways and easiest ways that I kicked weed was this. I sat there and said to myself, why is this plant controlling what I'm doing? Why is it telling me what to do? Like, I would wake up, function during the day, and I'm like, I got to go buy some weed. Or I got to roll up out of smoke. Why? Why am I smoking before I got to eat, drink, sleep? I can't figure this out. And I kicked that almost 20 years ago. 38, yes. So I kicked it in my late 20s, late teens, early 20s. Since then, have I smoked weed maybe a handful of times? Yes, I have. I would say maybe once every 3 or 4 years, I might smoke a couple puffs just to get a tiny buzz. But I'm always reminded why I don't do it. Because I want to be able to be focused, and if I want to be able to talk, walk, carry myself properly. I don't like how it makes my breath smell. I don't like that it stays in my blood. And honestly, based on what I do for a living, I don't want it in my system. I have too much to lose. When you have a lot to lose, you want to be careful with a lot of things that you do in life. That moves on to 3. We're still on something you intake. Any other drug, hard drugs. We're talking about cocaine, Molly, any of them. They're the worst because God didn't even create these things either. So, especially with the addition of fentanyl now, that stuff will absolutely affect you. And you have to not kick those habits. Because there are some addictive drugs, cocaine and all these other ones, but they're also the ones that can kill you the fastest and easiest. Because whoever concocted it, the little chemist, guess what? That little chemist might have missed. Or you might overdose, and now you're not here. Was it fentanyl is one of the highest, has the highest mortality rate in America? You have to kick it. You have to kick these drugs. And they're expensive drugs. This is not something that usually is for the poor people, because the poor people can't afford the really expensive drugs. It's the people who have means who are taking the most expensive drugs. But guess what? You will lose your own teeth, your health, your body. You'll lose your life. You'll lose the love of your life. You'll lose family. You lose friends. And then sooner or later, you're going to be all by yourself. And all it takes is one of these dealers to maybe mix it up a little bit. Now you're leaning in Kensington, Pennsylvania because you're a drug addict. Right? It does something to you. It messes up your mind. It's a great way to soothe, but it's one of the best ways to make you feel good, but it's one of the best ways to make you end up in a hole. And you have to absolutely kick that drug completely. So, I named 3 things that we intake that affect us, that makes us fill in that hole, in that gap, like we're not doing enough. But once we remove those vices, we take it out, we put them over here. What are the vices? What are the things that you should not be doing to try to get to your purpose, to feel like you have a more involved life, right? Another thing you shouldn't be doing. It's another vice, but all men do it. Well, at least in some form or fashion. Sex. Sex. Now, if you're one of the privileged guys that be able to have access to sex through different women, because you might be a good-looking guy, you got your money together, got your stuff together. Because if you're looking for a deeper purpose and you have your stuff together, you might actually be looking pretty good on paper. And I don't mean rich. If you're a decent-looking guy, you have your stuff together, women actually will find you attractive. Not only financially, but you just walk in command type of confidence with yourself. Well, guess what? I love women. I love being with women. They're great. They're amazing people, right? But also, because of that little any that they have, it will be the destruction of you. Because sometimes you won't make moral decisions just because you want to release. And that's somebody who's been deep in that, if you know what I mean, that's been stuck through it. And I don't even want to talk about throughout my life how much women I've had sex with, right? It will engulf you, and you will make immoral decisions to get it. Some men may manipulate, some men may spend a lot of money for it, but both ways, at the end of the day, right? You're gonna want to do whatever you can take to get it, which means you'll lie, cheat, and steal, right? You manipulate people, and that's not a good thing. And in some cases, those women will use you and take over you and mess and manipulate your mind if you're not strong enough. And then they will end up you having to drink out of a bottle, smoke some weed, take some hard drugs, and then they will leave you because you become a crackhead or a drug addict, even though they might have pulled you into that because you wasn't mentally strong enough. So the vice of women you need to step away from. Step back, guys. Right? You have to have some kind of, I would want to call it dick discipline. You need dick discipline. Step back away from it. You have to. I ain't telling you not to. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to have a release, but you have to step away from it. Right? Because women will be your downfall if you're not mentally, emotionally able to be able to take that on. And speaking about still releasing yourself, the last one, I think a lot of men suffer from this too. Corn industry, right? You can go type on the same computer right now and watch plenty of videos of women having their goodies out, and you will get it out, if you know what I mean. Some of you guys may do it multiple times a day, once every 2 days, whatever the frequency is, no matter if you're young or old, right? That's another vice that, yes, it gives you great release, but anything in excess, it takes away. Once you keep doing that over and over, you lose the will how to do anything. I'm guilty of it too. You don't want to do much after that. Especially if you do it consistent enough, it messes with your mind, man. Our bodies were never meant to ejaculate that much. Better yet, it was never in American history, in human history, as a man supposed to have sex, whatever you want to say on YouTube, with multiple amount of women throughout their lifetime. Never. So if a man has had sex with 50 to 100 women in his life, that's not something we were doing 100 years ago. Shoot, I can't even say 60, 70 years ago. Maybe 60, 70 years, but 100 years ago, no, people weren't doing that. So we are in a space and place where these vices, if you have access, it increases. And I can see why, because it's so easy and accessible for a few men. And knowing that the corn industry is so accessible, we could go on these same phones right now and just find a free website, and it's hundreds of thousands of videos and photos of women from across the world. And you can just spend 2 minutes and get one out and get an instant release. These vices got us messed up, guys. It got us messed up. And we need to break the ties with it. Now, lastly, I would say something that we're still consuming. I'll keep this one light. Food. If you eat a lot of the crappy foods and you keep consuming these foods, you have a lot of fats, a lot of starch, a lot of pastas. I love them too, right? Freaking love them. Oh, God, they taste good. But they have drugs in them that will make you want to continue to eat them. It's going to make you fat. It's going to make you sloppy. It's going to make you overweight. And it's going to make you unattractive. It makes you more, I would say, softer. It makes you just don't feel good about yourself. You only feel good once you're eating it. But after that, you're like, ugh, and you pass out. A lot of your health issues and problems come from the food that you consume. So I can't really say it's so much of a vice. But if you watch what you eat, what you consume, it will definitely change how you feel and carry yourself. So ultimately, everything here is somehow like spaghetti. Everything touches from these vices. If you do one or two of these, it spirals into the rest of it. If you have a life with a lot of hedonism, you might end up doing a lot of drugs and or smoke weed. Right? If you drink a lot of alcohol, you might end up doing other drugs. If you smoke a lot of weed, you might eat a lot of crappy foods. They're all connected together. And the best way to get out of that hole is to not get into it in the first place. All right? So now that we talked about all the things we should not be doing, let's talk about all the things that we should be doing so that we can find some better interests that you don't still feel empty anymore. Like you feel you should be conquering the world. Number one, get up and get outside. Get in the gym. Work out. I don't care if you run, climb, whatever sport you enjoy doing. Get active. Get moving. right? One of the easiest and most free things to do is just to go outside and go for a walk or a run. You don't need a gym. Go for a walk and run. And you'll sit there and say, oh my God, I can't even run a half a mile. And you keep doing it, oh, I can run a mile. Then you'll run 2, 3. Humans, we're the only animals on earth that could outrun almost every animal. Humans could outrun almost every other mammal or animal on earth. Not based on speed, but based on endurance. Because their bodies wasn't designed to run forever, but ours are. That's why a human being could run 20 to 30 miles. We could outrun any animal. You just got to train for it. But you can get a lot farther than you think. Even if you're just jogging at 3 to 4 miles an hour, that cheetah could sprint out 70 miles an hour for maybe 30 seconds. Guess what happens? That cheetah now has to take a break for 30 minutes. You're going to catch him. You see what I'm saying? So get active, get moving. No matter whatever the exercise is, get active, get moving, get it done. Right? And be consistent with it. Number 2, eat properly. Yes, start looking at your diet and try to remove a lot of salty, sweet, fake foods and eat and consume properly. You will make better and have more clearer and less brain fog. So you can think a lot clearer in things that you want to do for yourself. Trust me, I've done it. Plenty of men have done it. Plenty of people have done it. And we know that you will feel better when you eat a lot better. And watch your portion size. Number 3, once you have done all of this, I'm going to be honest with y'all, right? We now need to remove the exterior. And what I mean by the exterior is if there are people in your life that are very stressful, right? No matter if they're family, friends, or even lovers. You have to have conversations with them. And if it's not working, step away and step back. I live with them. Well, you need to sit there and really think about it, right? But you need to clear your mind of a lot of things. Sometimes it just takes a conversation with these people. Talk to them. Let them know how certain things make you feel. What are they saying that might be putting you down or making you feel anxiety? Speak on it and work through that with the people in your life. And if they don't want to work with it through you, well, guess what? You need to remove yourself out of their life. I'm sorry, that's the harsh reality, but you need to, because you need to get into a better, more clearer place so that you can find out the interest in the things you really want to do, because they're holding the anchor on your mind, on your mindset and the things that you want to do, or they're diverting you, pulling you into different directions. So you need to remove those distractions and those emotional anchors. Right? Take an inventory in life and see who's actually affecting you and is tethered to you and keeping you in one place. Or you're choosing to keep yourself in those places too. It's also up to you and your choice. Right? And after you have done all of this work, you did an inventory of the people in your life, the food you consume, and you keep yourself moving. Right? You start feeling more confident, mentally clear about yourself. If you're religious, maybe you need to look more into God. If you're Muslim, look more into that. Whatever religion, if you follow no religion, find a higher spirituality in you. If you can. Look at different things in life and just thank God and thank whoever you want to thank that you are in a space and place to still be alive and breathe this beautiful air, feel the beautiful sun touch your skin, and honestly drink some of the cleanest water on earth. Because not everybody has the ability of having access to that. And then once you're clear-headed, start thinking about things that you enjoy doing. Things that make you smile. Things that literally you can do every day and with no problems. And I'm not talking about masturbation. But you never know. That might be something that you can help people with so they can stop doing it. Whatever it may be, just go out there and start reading books. There's plenty of self-help books. Audible. You have phones like this with ChatGPT, Grok, DeepSeek, plenty of AIs. Start talking to people. Start going out. Put yourself around other people. Say hi. Say hey. And just let the conversations go wherever it go. Between men and women, no matter. Expect nothing in return. Don't go out there trying to create a bunch of friends. Just put yourself, and you'll be surprised the new connections and new tethers, and just how your mind starts firing off, because now you're not the person that you used to be every day. Right? And from that, you will grow and you'll actually start thinking a lot more outside your box. I'm not telling you what you're good at, because I don't know. Only you know that. And if you need to seek it, You have to remove them down, all the vices, all the inebriants, all the anchors, all the tethers, and any tether that you're keeping yourself in so that you can finally have a clearest mind that you ever had in days, weeks, months, and years. And then you can make the best decision that will be for your future life, right? You pay now so that your future life will be better. I need to have my life better now. I'm just saying your life could change and your mind could start rewiring in 14 days or less. Your lifestyle could change in the next 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months, even a little quicker than that. It all depends on you. You can be in a whole new space of friends and family in, honestly, this weekend. It's just up to you. That's all it takes. You are the biggest person keeping you are where you are right now. No one else is. You are. And until you start making those changes and you wake up one day and you sit there and say, I'm going to make this change, you're going to stay exactly where you are right now and nothing ever will change. All right? So outside of that, I really appreciate you. Hope this video was very informative. I hope that you really work through a lot of things that you're getting through. And I know you still feel empty. I know I didn't really get you fully there. But you have to do all the prerequisites so you can clear that mind, have the best way of thinking, the best way of thoughts, so that you can actually get there. Once you make these steps, then you move to the next step. Outside of that, I really appreciate it. You guys have a good day. Thank you.